up? It's your girl Mimi Alexa, and I'm back with another video. A few of y'all may have seen me post this video the other day, but I just did not like the quality. I didn't like a lot of things about the video. After I rewatched it again, so here I am making another video. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I post another video. Okay, y'all, so the story time that I'm going to be telling today is my Las Vegas horror story. Okay, y'all, so I'm not gonna keep on rambling. I'm gonna get straight into the video. So one day, my boyfriend at the time had hit me up and he was like, "You trying to go on a trip with, I already had their names picked out. You trying to go on a trip with Stacy and Dante?" And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind, because Stacy and Dante was real cool people and they knew how to have fun. So I didn't have a problem with that. So I'm like, yeah. So yeah, I was so excited because this was going to be my first time being out of town with people other than my family, or like a little vacation, quote unquote, something like that. So yeah, that day I had already knew, like, I planned on going shopping before we had went to Las Vegas. And like, just looking for sorry y'all if y'all hear the thunder in the background, but just looking for another reason to go shopping. So after I had got out of work, y'all, I had headed on over to we're gonna name my boyfriend Dylan. So after I had got out of work, I had headed on over to Dylan's house, which he stayed with Dante and Stacy. Like, they was kind of like roommates. So I had headed on over there, and me and her were just talking, me and Stacy. And I'm like, yeah, girl, like, I'm excited. This real last minute, but like, you know, we can make something work. And she like, yeah, Dante should have been told you about this anyway, because, I mean, not Dante. She was like, yeah, Dylan should have been told you about this anyway, because he been new. And I'm like, and he just not telling me. And she was like, yeah, because I really had invited myself on this trip. So I was like, okay, like, bet. So we had planned on going shopping and a couple of days before the trip. So fast forward, we go shopping and stuff, you know, getting ready for the trip. We're packing, and y'all, mind y'all, I'm packing and I didn't even tell my boss, you know, where I was going. So we start packing our bags and stuff, you know, getting ready to get hyped for the trip. Y'all, in the midst of me, you know, packing my bags and stuff, I did not tell my boss that I was leaving, and I was mainly the only person who really worked there. Like, they literally had me slaving. So I was like, I'm not even gonna tell them that I'm leaving. I'm just gonna go, because I'm not finna get ready to miss an opportunity, because y'all always got me at work and I've been asking y'all to hire somebody else and y'all not hiring nobody else. So what I do, next day I go into work and I butter my boss up. I'm like, hey girl, like, you want some lunch today? Lunch on me. She like, yeah, like, what you thinking? I'm like, you want a Publix sandwich? Like, I can go ahead and get you it right now and be back before my next client or whatever. And she like, yeah, like, go ahead. So I go to Publix, I grab both of us some subs and something to drink, and I come on back. In my head, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm over the job. I don't care if they fire me or what. And y'all, like, I really could have went back if I wanted to, but I didn't even go back. I was so tired of them people, y'all. So I had forgot to tell y'all that the boys had ended up leaving a day before us, and me and Stacy had stayed back so we both could work. And then we decided we was gonna leave a little early that day. So me and Stacy had, you know, went home, or she was already home. But after I had got off, I had went to go, you know, grab my stuff, and Dante which is Stacy's boyfriend, he had for somebody to come and pick me and Stacy up. So I had got somebody to drop me off at Stacy's house, so Dante's friend come pick us up and drive us to the airport. So y'all, tell me why the whole time I am sick, because Dante's friend is driving so crazy. Like, this man got me nauseous. He got me feeling like my ears already popping, and I ain't even been on no plane. So y'all, my ears popping all the way to the airport, and we finally get there. And we saying our ride and stuff. He's talking about something. So y'all, we get to the airport, and this man over here talking about, y'all better not be out there beating no girls up. So we like, okay, yeah, whatever. Tell him bye, you know, shut the door, all that. And we walking into the airport now. And we walk in to the little thing to check in our bags. And for some odd reason, it wasn't working for us, so we had to end up going to the front desk or something like that, so they check our bags in. So y'all, before we even get to walk over to the desk, a dude stopped us and he like, "Excuse me, are y'all trying to skip the line?" And we like, "No, because why out of all people you come to us and ask us do you want to skip the line? Like, you trying to do something funny." So then we decline him. He like, "Okay, that's fine." So then we get to the office, and I think not the office, the desk, and they sitting there talking to somebody already. So we waiting, and another dude come and he like, "Y'all trying to skip the line? Y'all trying to skip the line?" And we like, "Okay." The second dude just asked us that like it's something up. So Stacy started going off on the dude and immediately embarrassed him. She's like, "What y'all trying to do? What y'all trying to do? Like, why keep on asking us? We trying to skip the line, y'all. Why is he really going to?" He like. So we looking at him like, okay, anyway. So y'all, like, he slowly started backing up and like he just walked off real fast after that. So we was like, "Oh well, that's what you get." Because why I keep on asking us that, like, something weird going on. Out of all these people, y'all come up to us and ask us, "Do you want to skip any lines?" No. So by the time all that happened, we end up talking to the people at the front desk and telling them we're gonna check our bags in. I forgot to tell y'all, while we was checking in our bags, they were saying that our tickets wasn't working. And the reason why our tickets wasn't working is because Dante had scammed. So originally he was supposed to be, getting our tickets for the free. And something had happened and it was saying that our tickets wasn't showing up in the system. So we had to end up paying for our tickets. And y'all, I didn't mind paying for our tickets because I originally had wanted to in the first place. But not the same day. But I was trying to buy my ticket. Excuse me. I was trying to buy my ticket way before the trip. And they were saying like, "No, like we got it. Y'all don't gotta buy no tickets." So I'm like, "Okay, bet." So boom, we got up there, had to buy a ticket, but I didn't buy my ticket. Dante ended up buying me and Stacy's ticket, which came up to like $800 or something like that. It came up to like $800. And I was like, okay, it was a one-way, so I was a little eerie about that. That's another reason why I had wanted to buy my own ticket, because I didn't want to do a one-way. I wanted to do a round trip. So we ended up getting our tickets. So now we walk into TSA, and y'all, it's a stupid line, like buku long line. I'm like, dang, we're going to sit here in this line the whole time. Like, this really finna take up, all our time from all our times. We gonna be getting on the plane by the time we get downstairs. So y'all, for some odd reason, an older man had brought to us that worked in the airport, and why he let me and Stacy jump the line. I'm talking about, y'all, like, it's a line full of people. It's even this woman in this wheelchair, and he let us go before her, y'all. So I'm feeling bad, but I was like, thank God we have to win that line. And I think, y'all, like, he ended up closing the thing behind us when we was walking to security, TSA. So we do all that, go through the line, we put our stuff inside the little buckets, they pat us down or whatever, and we through. So I think we had to take a train to get to where we had to go. I think we did. So we took a train to like where all the food places are, like we're heading down to the plains. And we trying to figure out what we want to eat at this point. So we ended up getting some Wendy's. And y'all, tell me why that 10-piece was like $14. So I was a little baffled on that part. I'm like, I'm gonna have to eat all my food, because why was my 10-piece almost $20? I'm not understanding. So y'all, we eat all our food, and after I'm done, I'm just scrolling on my phone, and y'all, I hear this crying and like hyperventilating. So I look up from my phone, and it's a little girl, y'all, hyperventilating, and she scared me. Like, she don't want to go on the plane, y'all. She's screaming, she crying, she hyperventilating. I'm like, damn. Like, I was talking myself up to get on the plane, but like, she done scared me, because why is she so scared like that? Like, has she been on the plane before and she don't want to get on? This is her first time and she's scared? Like, why is she acting like this? So y'all, she had scared me, and Stacy turned around to me. She was like, don't you start. Like, don't you start. She was like, it's gonna be okay. So I'm like, okay, So y'all, they called me and Stacy named to the front before it's time to board the plane. And once again, these people that messed up our tickets. It was saying something weird in the system. I don't know what happened, but they had ended up fixing it, and they even had fixes to where me and Stacy could sit next to each other on the plane. So I was very happy about that. So now it's time to board the plane. They calling people, and we're on the plane now. It wasn't that bad. Like we was Stacey had held my hand while the plane was taking off, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad like the shit coming back. Like yeah, the plane ride coming back. But yeah, so y'all, we're on the plane. We take a nap, and we get to Vegas. So y'all, we landed in Vegas, and mind y'all, on the plane, Stacy had ended up telling Dante, you know, like we here. For some odd reason, Dante was not outside, you know, right along with Dylan. Like they was not outside. We get our bags, y'all. Why our brand new luggage that we had just bought messed up? Like it had scratches on it, like, and I'm just baffled. Like, why would y'all even feel like y'all can mess up my luggage like that? Like, y'all don't handle stuff with care. So I'm already irritated about my luggage, and me and Stacy both irritated because Dante and Dylan not outside already. So we ended up we didn't want to sit in the airport, so we had ended up going outside. So we caught the little Uber thing, like not Uber thing, but it was like a cart that they was taking everybody up to where they could catch your Ubers, where y'all can catch y'all Ubers and rides at. So we ended up getting on that and going up the steps. Y'all, we get up there and they still not out there. So at this point, Stacy real irritated. Y'all, mind y'all, it's raining. We dressed for warm weather, so I got on flip-flops, a tight black bodysuit, and I can't remember what Stacy had on, but it wasn't warm clothing. So it was just like, so I think he had text Stacy, so Dante text Stacy, and he was like, tell Mimi to book this hotel right here. It's just like, y'all, for one, they were supposed to already have an Airbnb. They didn't have one. Like, they were just not prepared for me and Stacy to come. So I'm over here booking the room, but she was texting me. She was like, you do it. And he was like, who do it? She was so mad. And I can understand why she was mad, because like she been had told him. Me, I didn't talk to Dylan the whole time that I was, you know, boarding the plane, the whole time that I was on the plane. I didn't talk to him. And I wasn't really that irritated because I wanted to enjoy my trip. I didn't want to ruin it. So I was mad about sitting outside with, you know, with no clothes on for real. But I wasn't as mad as Stacy. So y'all, they had finally got there like 35 minutes later of us standing outside watching people get in their car. And it's awkward between Stacy and Dante. It's not really awkward between me and Dylan because I'm really playing with him. I'm irritated, but I'm like, don't talk to me. Because he's like, oh, babe, how was your trip? And I'm like, did you call me? Did you text me? Were you checking on me? No. So basically, he was just like, his phone was dead. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Stacy was irritated, and Dylan and Dante was still putting our stuff in the car. Oops, sorry, y'all, my age. They were still putting our stuff in the car, but I was talking junk to Dylan as they was putting stuff in the car. So they both finally get in the car and we drive to our destination, which is the hotel. Mind y'all, I'm irritated about that because they said they had Airbnbs or an Airbnb, and we had to end up spending $250 a night at a hotel. Irritated. So we get to the hotel and Dante get out the car so he can go check in. So I didn't go immediately right after him because I had did it on my card. So I didn't go immediately after him. Like I got out of the car later because I was still talking to Stacy and Dylan, and she was just talking smack about Dante. So I get out the car and I go check in. So y'all, I'm checking in and Dante like, what's wrong with your friend? And I'm like, she mad because she told you at a certain time it was gonna be landing and you wasn't there on time. And he was like, I was doing something important and I told her that we was coming. And I'm like, well, she just feel like you should have you should have sent an Uber or something. And I was like, I kind of feel the same way because it was raining and, you know, nobody was here for us. And he was like, He didn't say nothing, so then he just had walked off. So he had walked back to the car, and I'm just standing in the lobby because Dylan had came in with our bags. And I don't know where Dylan had went, but Stacy somehow had ended up with me and Dylan, and we was just standing there, and I'm like, okay, well, you just come up to our room until you figure out what room Dylan in, because like he did not come back. Like we were just sitting there for a minute and talking and see if he was gonna come back and let Stacy know what the room number was, but he didn't. So we had brought Stacy. Stacy had came with us to our room, and it was a while, so everybody was like, okay, let's call Dylan. Let's call Dante, see where he at. So we call in Dylan. I keep on getting names mixed up. I should have named something else. We call in Dante and he not answering. So I'm like, okay, we finna get ready to go back down to the lobby and ask her what's his room number, because how you gonna leave your girlfriend out here in the hallway? So I had went back down there with Stacy to the lobby, and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, the other dude who had came in here with, do you know what his room number is? Because his girlfriend needs to get into their room, and we don't know where he went. And I was like, I know you're not supposed to, but please, and because at this point Stacy was crying, so I'm like, please, ma'am, like, can you please tell us what room he in? So even though she wasn't supposed to, she had given me the room number, and we had went on over to Dante's room and knocked on his door. He opened the door. He probably trying to figure out like how we knew what his room number was, but that lady did not want no problems because Stacey was looking a little crazy out there. So after she give us Dante's room number, we go and take the elevator to his room. Y'all, so we're knocking on his door and he finally answered. Y'all, tell me why as soon as Dante opened the door, Stacy popped Dante in his face. Y'all, Stacy popped Dante dead in his face. And now at this point, they is fighting in the freaking hallway. So they fighting. Me and Dylan trying to push them in the freaking room and, you know, get them off each other. So we pushed them in the room. And y'all, why did this man Dante wrap his hands around Stacy's neck and start choking her, y'all? He done started choking this girl, and at this point, I'm in shock. I'm like, Dylan, get him off her. Dylan, get him off her. Y'all, this girl looked like, the first time, y'all, she's still fighting him. That was the crazy part, but it looked like he was really, you know, doing a number on her. So at this point, y'all, I done started crying. I'm screaming, telling him to get off of her, and Dylan finally get Dante off of her. So we all get up and Stacey just storm out the freaking room. So I'm like, oh my God, it's too much. So like by the time I got out the door, because I was trying to pick up stuff that they basically messed up the freaking room, knocking down stuff. I'm trying to pick up the stuff and I finally get up and I'm texting her, I'm calling her. I'm like, Stacey, where you at? Stacey, where you at? She like, I'm finna get ready to go home, Mimi. Like, I can't do this no more. I'm finna take the next flight out of here. And I'm like, Stacey, like, girl, I'm like, please don't go. I'm like, please don't go. I'm like, we can just come to my room and we can talk. And I was like, and if you gonna go, at least wait, you know, until the morning time because it's late. And she was like, no, like, I'm finna go right now. And she ain't got the phone. So yeah, I'm calling her back and she not answering my phone call. I'm calling her back, she's not answering again. So I'm like, okay. So before I go down to the lobby, I had ran to my room to go get something, and then I had ran back out. And then I went to the lobby. Y'all, why I look all around the lobby and this girl is not nowhere to be found. So I'm like, oh my God, where's she at? So I go outside, y'all. I cannot find her. So y'all, at this point, this girl got me on a wild goose chase. Because I done went on the elevator again, and now I'm going to every room, every floor, seeing do I see her, and I don't see her. So y'all, I'm texting her, I'm like, Stacey, like, girl, where are you? Like, I want to make sure you're okay. So she read it and she was like, I'm okay. So I tried to go back to the lobby one more time, y'all, and I found her. She was hiding like on the other side of the wall. So I'm talking to her and I'm like, Stacey, like, are you okay? Like, don't go tonight, at least go in the morning. I was like, you can stay in my room and then Dylan can stay in the room with Dante, for real. And she just started crying. and she's crying loud. At this point, we downstairs in the lobby with the lady who let me in Dante's room. Y'all, she's banging on the walls and crying. It's not funny, but y'all, at that time, that lady was like, oh my God, who did we let into our hotel? So after I finally got her to come down, she wasn't really calming down, but she wasn't as loud as she just was. Me and her go up to my hotel room, and she's still crying while I'm opening the door. And she just lay down, like, it was like this little couch thing, and she just lay down on it, and she just crying. So, excuse me. So I'm like, okay, Stacey, it's gonna be okay. I'm rubbing her back and stuff. I'm telling her it's gonna be okay. Like, you know, I don't know, y'all. I'm bad. Like, when people cry, I suck at trying to comfort them. Like, all I can do is rub people back. I don't know how to be comforting. Like, I do, but I don't. So I just rub their back and tell them it's gonna be okay. And that's what I was doing to her. So she just keep on repeating she's sorry, she missing up our trip. And I'm telling her, like, girl, I'm not worried about that. Like, you need to get yourself together. Even though in my head, y'all, I was mad a little bit at both of them, because when I got off the plane, I was telling everybody how I was sleepy and I was hungry, and I'm dealing with this, and now all the food places are finna get ready closed. But I'm not showing her that. I'm like, you know, comforting her, because I'm like, y'all are acting like fools. So I pat her back and stuff, and she kind of calmed down. So I'm telling her, like, okay, I'm finna go get the tree from them, and then I'm coming right back. So she's telling me, like, okay, like, she'll be fine. So I'm like, here we go. So I go out the room, and I go to the boys' room, and I'm asking them, can I have some tree? And Dante looked like he really regret what he had did, like, you know, like, he effed up. So he asked me about her and stuff, and I'm telling him, like, you know, it's not looking so good. Like, she just up there crying. Like, I spent the minute, you know, trying to find her while he was up here. So he was like, okay, give him the key, and he finna go to the room to talk to her. And I'm like, okay, because y'all, at this point, I just wanted to sit down. So he had went and got Stacey, and we all started smoking. And after we got done smoking, I was like, yeah, I'm hungry, and we finna go get something to eat. Like, it was kind of awkward, but it wasn't, because I was really talking to Dylan, and then they was doing their thing. Like, the hotel room was big, so they was kind of doing their thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm finna go get something to eat. Do anybody want some? And of course, like, us females, I don't know how we do this, but when we get mad, we be telling them that we're not hungry, and we be starving. I don't know why we do that. So she like, no, she not hungry. And Dante was like, he gonna send us what he want when he figure out, like, what place we going to. So it was like, okay, bet. Even though the whole time, like, I was planning on getting Stacey something, because I know that type of mad when you probably are hungry, but you gonna say you're not because you're irritated. So me and Dylan get in the car, and we go to, like, some burger spot, and we get everybody something to eat, including Stacey. After we done stood in line for like an hour, that's how bad I wanted that food, and I was not playing. So after we stood in line for an hour, we gonna take that food back to them, and then we go to sleep. So y'all, the next day, me and Dylan wake up, and Dante texted, and he was like, y'all trying to get some breakfast? And I'm like, tell him, like, yeah, cause I'm hungry. So we told him yeah, and we ended up going to Walmart because Dylan had needed some stuff, like a shaver and some t-shirts and stuff. So we went to Walmart, and y'all, tell me why, y'all, these people had everything locked up down to underwear, socks, t-shirts, like, you name it, it was locked up at their Walmart. So we have to wait until the lady come, and she not bringing everybody's stuff at once to register. She's doing one by one. So you go, she pick up your items, you go to the front. Another person security go, she get their items, they gotta go to the front. Like, so we stood there for a minute trying to get our stuff out of the Walmart. We finally leave after being there for like a freaking hour, and head back to the hotel so we can get, I think we was already dressed. We was already dressed. So we head back to the hotel so, you know, we can meet back up with Dante and Stacy. So y'all, we get there. Dante and Stacy had asked us if we could bring them something to drink. So we walk up to his hotel room and give them their drink. Y'all, tell me why they hotel room is pitch black dark. Like, they not up getting dressed, nobody's moving, like they were literally just sitting in bed in the dark looking like vampires. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm so hungry. And we was literally gone for like an hour, and y'all really sitting here in the dark, not dressed yet. So we get them their stuff, and they smile, they finna get ready to get up and get dressed. So me and Dylan end up going back to the room and smoking and waiting for them. So probably like a good 30 minutes go by, and they telling us that they ready. So we all get up and go to the car and go to this place. Where would we were at? It is blue place. So y'all, tell me why you could tell that Dante was still mad because he took it out on our waiter. Yeah, so we all ordering our food. It's not awkward this time. Everybody kind of giving like little conversation, and the waiter come back with our cups, y'all, and tell me why the cups look so dirty. Like, it looked like somebody just put it up under the faucet water and just rinsed it off. No soap, no rag, no sponge, no nothing. So Dante's telling him like, say bro, like, these cups still kind of dirty. Can we get some new ones? The waiter gonna say, these just marks from the water, like they're not dirty. So then Dante looked at him and Dennis and he was like, bro, I didn't ask you that, bro. I just told you these cups dirty as hell, and you still in my face talking about something that I don't care about. He was like, these cups are dirty. Can we get some new cups? He was like, yes, boss, yes, boss. Then the man take our cups and then he walk off. And I'm just like, he should have, you know, just like gave us new cups when he asked for them, because y'all, the cups were dirty. Because the waiter came back with some totally different cups and they like they was down there brand new. So it was just like, you really just try to sit up here and give us dirty cups. So I feel like he didn't deserve it, but he kind of did, because I think Dante said some more stuff, but I can't even remember. So y'all, after that, we order our food. We eat our food. It was delicious. Everything was good there, real good. So y'all, after we leave there, we end up going to this dispensary, and they had so much stuff in there, y'all. So I think we end up taking our turns going in there, because when me and Dylan went in there, I think Stacy and Dante was already getting back in the car. So I guess since we had bought so much stuff that time, that we had ended up getting free edibles, y'all. This was my worst mistake I made. Me and him had ended up getting in a car. I had got a free edible because of how much stuff we had bought. And did I take it? I had went ahead and took it because Stacy kept on talking about how she wanted to go get tattoos. So I'm like, bet, while I take this edible, I'm probably not gonna feel me getting a tattoo. So I had ate it and I ran away to the tattoo shop. We get there and Stacy was specifically looking for a nose ring, and I don't think that she was looking for a special, because out there their piercings was so high. She was looking for a special, and the place that had the special, they had nose rings. Keep that in mind, y'all, nose rings. So the lady was like, y'all come back tomorrow, because that's when our $25 nose ring special is. So we was like, bet, and we just gonna still get our tattoos here today. The boys had came in, because they didn't come in with us, they came in with some Casamigos. So we was slipping it out the backpack, because the lady was telling us, like, if they see us on camera, I guess, drinking in there, that they could find them and some more stuff. So we were just trying to be discreet, because we wasn't gonna do it at all. But she was just like, y'all can do it, but try to be discreet about it. So I'm like, okay, bet. So now it's time for us to, you know, go back there and start getting our tattoos. And y'all, I'm back there getting drunk. Y'all, like, let's take shot after shot after shot after shot. And by this time, y'all, the edible had kicked in too. So I'm just sitting there laughing, y'all, while I'm getting my tattoo, not feeling nothing. Like, it's on my bone, and I'm just sitting here laughing, not feeling nothing. So, y'all, in the middle of me getting my tattoo, Dylan had asked me to see my phone, and I'm telling him, like, okay. So I'm trying to put a password in, and I can't remember my password, y'all, which is starting to make Dylan suspicious. So I'm like, what did you get mad for? Like, clearly, like, you seem under the influence, and I really can't remember my password. So he's like, nah, bro, you over there doing something funny, you over there doing something funny. So I'm like, I genuinely can't remember my password. So y'all, why I keep trying my password and it's not working? And like the minutes going up on my phone. Like it'll say lock for 5 minutes, lock for 10 minutes, lock for 15, lock for 30. So it just keep on going up. So I'm like, oh my God, like I cannot remember my password, y'all. So I'm so mad. Like, well, actually, I'm gonna tell myself something bad. I was not mad. Like, I didn't care about nothing. That's how lit I was. Like, I cared because I wanted to, like, be on Instagram showing my tattoo and stuff, but it wasn't a big deal how it would have been a big deal to me if I wasn't drinking or, you know, on an edible. So, after we had got done with our first tattoo, the boys was like, oh, it's gonna be time for our show. Like, y'all not gonna be able to get the other tattoos that y'all have wanted right now, but we can come back after the show. So we told the lady, like, okay, we gonna pay you for this tattoo, and then when we come back, we gonna go ahead and do the other tattoos, because she had already stenciled the tattoos on us already. So we just like, yeah, we definitely gonna come back. Like, all she gonna have to do is, you know, put that gall on and start tattooing, we're gonna be done. So we get up, pay, leave, and we on the way to the show. And when I tell y'all I'm so drunk, like the car ride was just tearing me up. Like everything was moving. So I opened the car, y'all. I'm trying to hold my head like this, so like it can stop me from throwing up, but it didn't, because y'all, as soon as I opened the door, I had to up. And I thought that was gonna make me feel better since I had did that, but it didn't. So I'm over here walking. I'm trying to walk into the place, y'all. We gotta walk down the street. And I'm like, oh my God, really like a block away or something like that. So I'm walking. I don't really thought I was doing good. I thought I was gonna maybe walk it off. I don't know. So we get in there, y'all. And they had let us skip the line though, since the boys was performing. And y'all, why one of the men who was mad because he couldn't get in early, he was like, bro, what they doing? What they doing? What they doing? He was like, y'all ain't supposed to be up here. So then that's when Nessa was like, bruh, nobody's talking to you, bruh. Be quiet. And he was quiet. I thought like after that, it was going to be, you know, it was going to be some trouble or something. But the dude just was quiet after he said that. So we end up getting in, y'all. We're walking in there. Why are there no seats? There's literally no seats in here. So I'm like, oh my God. I gotta stand up and I'm drunk. Like I thought at least I was gonna be able to come in here and sit down and drink some water and I would be okay. No, we had to stand up, y'all. So I'm standing on the bar, like I'm standing by the bar and I got my hand on the bar and I got my head like this. So I'm just like this. I'm trying to be like I'm looking. So people won't, you know, be looking at me like, why is this girl sleeping here? But y'all, I couldn't take it. Like my eyes was closed. So we waiting for them to perform and stuff. Everybody going and performing. Stacy and Dante, they having their little fun. They look like they was back good. So I was like, okay, cool. And Dylan was just sitting there rolling and stuff because I was sick. I couldn't even talk to him. I didn't want him to know that I was that messed up, but I think he knew. So after a while of me standing there, y'all, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I'm like, where's the bathroom? Where's the bathroom? So I didn't tell nobody where I was going, y'all. I just dashed off and I was looking for the bathroom and I found it. And y'all, I felt so much better after that bathroom visit. Like, I felt 10 times better. And when I came out, Dylan was outside the bathroom waiting for me. And I'm like, well, I thought I was being sneaky, but I think he knew where I was going. Because I did not want nobody to know I was that messed up, but they had already seen me at the car. So y'all, after that, why are we still standing here and these boys still haven't performed? So at this point, I'm getting antsy because I'm like, okay, y'all don't got no food here and y'all don't got no chairs. Like, what's going on? So after a while, I was like, okay, what's going on? They had ended up talking to people and they was basically sending people home. So y'all, like, they didn't get to perform. Other people didn't get to perform. Like, it was just terrible. Mind y'all, they had paid like somebody to get them into some shows and stuff. And I think they had took their money because they did not let them perform. After we realized that they wasn't going, we had left, and y'all, Dante was so mad that they didn't perform that he had a whole attitude like with everybody, and he ended up leaving Stacy, and Stacy was actually drunk too. Like she had got drunk at the little place, so she was just like, why would he be leaving me while I'm drunk and stuff? And like he should at least make sure I'm straight. And I'm like, yeah, because at this point, Dante had Dylan taking care of Stacy and like making sure that she was good and she wasn't stumbling and stuff or gonna fall. So I'm like, yeah. So we get back in the car. I don't know where we're going at this point because like he done made it awkward. Like he is super heated. But he take me and Stacy back to the tattoo shop. So we get out the car and go up the steps. I think the boys stay in the car and we go finish getting our tattoos. Y'all, why since I done sobered up, I done felt the other little tattoo I had got. So I'm like, oh my God, should stay drunk for this. No, I'm just playing. But okay, yeah, so we got done with our tattoos and we ended up leaving and going to get something to eat. We ended up going to this taco place, y'all, and the way they was making the tacos seem and how much them tacos cost, that was just way too much money for them nasty little tacos. And they had any taco that you want to name, they had it, but it wasn't good and it wasn't worth the price. So that pissed me off. So after that, y'all, we went back to the hotel, went to sleep, and now it's the next morning. The next morning, we all trying to figure out what we want to do. So we ended up going shopping this morning. We went shopping for like a couple of hours, and then we get something to eat. So after we went shopping, we went to Papa Do's to go get something to eat. Y'all, that food was so good. Like, the food was a 10. And we had to keep on sending our drinks back because they kept making it too sour. Like, I didn't like it. So she would like recommend a drink and I'd be like, is it sour? And she'd be like, no, not to me. And then it'd be nasty. So other than that, the food was a 10 out of 10. I forgot where we had went. I think we had went back to the hotel for a little bit and everybody changed our clothes again. And then we dropped the boys off at the studio because Stacy was like, she wanted to get her nose pierced. Remember, y'all said the next day, so she was like, she wanted to get her nose pierced. And we were supposed to going back to the place that had the deal. So I really was not trying to drive y'all because at this point, like, I'm under the influence, I'm tired, but I was gonna be kind of coming down, and everybody know, like, when you're coming down, you be sleepy. So I'm like, okay, I'm coming down from being lit, and I gotta drive because Stacy did not drive. So I had to. And she was really excited about these nose rings, and the boys was not taking her because it was at the studio. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take you. Y'all, why we drove around for like an hour and a half looking for nose rings? Because the original place that she wanted to go to, they were still having a show in that area and they had all the roads blocked off. So no matter where I went, we couldn't go there. And we even tried to find a place where we could at least park and then walk there. It wasn't showing us those type of places. So we tried to go somewhere else, y'all, and I think the price was outrageous. Then we went to another place and they was talking about tattoos, pizza, and coffee in one spot. Like, so you go into the place and they had like a club in there, and then they had the tattoo spot in there, and they had pizza. So it wasn't coffee, it was pizza, tattoos, and the club. And I'm like, y'all got this all in one spot. Literally, like, y'all, it was in one building, like one spot. So I'm like, girl, you don't really just your piercing here, but they didn't do them anyway. They only did tattoos there, so I ended up leaving. Stacy was starting to see that, you know, I was getting tired of even driving for real. So she was like, okay, we're just gonna do this another time because at this point we can't find nowhere for me to get it. So I'm like, okay. So Stacy didn't end up getting her nose ring. And y'all, I haven't got to tell y'all why I got locked in my phone. So I had to end up resetting my whole iCloud and wiping everything clean because I couldn't get in it. That's how bad the edible and the Casamigos had me. Like, I literally locked myself on my phone. So I had to restart. Like, I didn't have anything. The picture we had took that day, I didn't have them. So that was that. So we ended up going back to the studio and picking up the boys. and I'm telling them like, I want a milkshake. So we went to Dairy Queen and it was closing. So we had went back to the hotel room and Dante had ended up ordering everybody milkshakes from Puff. So after that, I went to sleep for everybody because that's how tired I was. And boom, fast forward to the next day. The next day we had to get up and it's time to go. So before we went back home, we decided we had wanted to go shopping. So we go shopping at this outlet. So y'all, in the midst of us shopping, me and Stacy go to the bathroom, and Stacy looked at me and she was like, me and Dante finna get ready to order our tickets, so you and Dylan go ahead and start ordering yours. So I'm like, okay, bet. I walk out the bathroom and I'm telling Dylan like what's going on, because I'm like, okay, you should have been told us that, you know, we had to get our tickets again, because now at this point they finna get ready to be extra expensive because we ordered the same day, like an hour before it's time to go. So now I'm mad and I don't feel like being around nobody no more. So before we went shopping, we had ended up getting a whole bunch of treats, and we get to the airport and they like, all right, so we finna go checking our bags, and then we're gonna all, you know, go somewhere and smoke the tree and stuff like that, or get somewhere to eat. And I'm just like, no, like I don't wanna go. We just gonna go ahead and go to the airport. And it was like, everything good? Like y'all straight? We was like, yeah, like everything cool. And then Dante was like, bro, what we gonna do with all this tree? And I'm just like, that's up to y'all, because I feel like y'all should have said something ahead of time. And that's why I wanted to buy our tickets round trip, so, you know, we wouldn't have to go through this, because now at this point, we had to end up spending y'all $800-900 to get back home. And y'all probably be like, but he paid for your ticket there. Like, okay. So I thought he was gonna get right and scam for the ticket, because originally he was saying like we was really good because he had invited us on that trip for the little show thing. So he was like he was gonna handle everything, the Airbnb, like all that stuff. And that's why you come with your own money. We ended up buying our tickets and, you know, going through security after we got the car, because she was texting me and she was like, y'all sure y'all good? I'm like, yeah, like we straight, like y'all go ahead and do y'all. So yeah, we went ahead and found our tickets, because we didn't even find our tickets yet. They had bought the tickets before us. So we bought our tickets. It was like $800-900 to get home. What was we gonna do? Stay there? Like we had to get home. So after we go through security, me and Dylan go to a burger place and we eat. And I think like an hour after that, it was time to board our plane. So y'all, we had, you know, we went home after that, and it was no beef between Stacy or Dante. Like, I know they probably can sense that everything had, you know, I guess everything had changed after that, but it was just like, I felt like something should have been said, like, cause if that was the case, cause y'all, mind y'all, we wasn't even supposed to be leaving that day. We were supposed to be leaving, like 2 days after that, but I guess Stacy had to go home, so the trip had got cut short. And I'm like, okay, see, this everything was just like, it was just all over the place. And I was so mad I had to spend that much money, because I could have been bought the tickets, like I was saying. But yeah, y'all, so we had ended up going home. Like, y'all let me know if y'all would have been mad if like y'all got caught off guard like that, or y'all would have been like, like I'm gonna just go ahead and pay for the ticket. Like, y'all let me know. So y'all, that's the end of our video. That's the end of my video, y'all. Y'all go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Bye.